Okay, this is hopefully a little simpler.
Oh, we can complicate it, I'm sure.
Well, I think I helped along with that one with the permitting, so, you know, take credit for that. Okay, as you know, the mayor has been trying to get this job description fleshed out and on books so we can move forward. So I've worked with staff and I've worked with the mayor and some of my colleagues to try and polish off a good job description. And some of the comments you made, Councilmember Walker, last week were really, I mean, was 2 weeks ago. Time runs together here, it's so much fun. But seriously, we're right on about this job description over the other one that I presented. It was about, you know, how it addressed certain issues that the other one didn't, such as working with staff or with management for negotiations with the union. You know, that's something I have done before and that any finance director needs to have experience doing. That was included. And I think the other comment was on grant management. That's a real hot spot for auditors. And if we're going to be getting more grants in the future, which I hope we are, because that'll be a good thing for the city, that's something that the finance director also needs to be intimately involved with. And also holding the other department heads accountable for their part of it, because it goes hand in hand. So I really believe, and I know that the mayor does too, that this job description gives us the best chance to have the best people working here in that position. Is there any questions about it or comments?
I would say you might have to change your working knowledge of web-based financial software.
Yeah, I see that right away. You already failed.
I'm learning, it's a learning process there.
So, one of the things about job descriptions, again, taking a lesson I learned from my day job, is that it's great to write a job description, and when I do it, I add all these other things that I want that position to do, and then I compare what I'm willing to pay for it. It's usually a pretty big gap. Have we written this to something that matches with our pay and benefit scale? Like, kind of an awkward question for you, I think, but I'll ask you anyway. Can we now outpace our pay and benefit scale, or do we think we can get somebody with these skills and talented within them for the compensation package that works?
I don't know exactly what Betty was being paid, but I know the ranges. I've looked at that, and I would say yes to that.
Okay.
Definitely.
Good.
Was there $400,000 for finance director?
Right, yeah.
Add another page in there.
I seem to recall that it was being paid below scale in
I think so. And has finance committee looked at I remember seeing email, but not actually reading it.
Finance committee of one last week.
I did.
We talked it over.
We did.
Just made a statement, what Betty was getting paid, is Betty gone?
Not yet, no.
Oh.
She's on jury duty right now until October, and so basically, my hours went up. But I didn't find that out until last week. I don't know if you're aware of that. The mayor's aware of it, that she went on, she's able to come in Fridays and maybe one other day during the week, until this case is over, and the case is supposed to end October 3rd, I believe. So I had intended for her to work on the annual report, but that's no longer possible. So I'm going to work with Pam and teach her how to do it while I do it with her. It's good. It's really good experience for her. And let's say that, I think you all know that I would love to work here permanently, that I could train her to be more in line with an assistant finance director, because I think she has the skill to do that. She just has never been taught that. And so it's so I looked at it at first as a negative, because not having her here, but now I look at it as a positive, because we can teach staff more, and they can be more skillful in that area and help me out more and help us out more. So yeah, but yeah, that's why I said that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak.
Well, maybe you knew something that I didn't.
I think so.
Any other questions about the job description or comments, concerns?
The concern is, is somebody going to present, is the city going to present to the council for recommendation, that job description, so that we can vote on it?
Right, yeah, if council elects to, we'll move it to next week for adoption. Yep, that's the plan. Other questions? What's council's pleasure?
Move forward.
Okay. Vote on it next week. Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.
Ken, you want to sell some police vehicles?
Yeah, I was just asked, just before the meeting about this, so I don't even have a staff report on it. I believe there's three, I know there's two over here in the parking lot. That we have two cars, I believe there's three police vehicles that the police want to surplus. They do have a good use for the money. I know that, the chief's been working on different, talking to different people about some buying them. We have three 2005 Fords. And two of them have been used for, well, one of them is used for a little while, but we won't talk about it, it's not being used anymore. And they need to be surplused. We need them off our insurance and out of our way. Any questions?
Any questions?
One question I have is, I don't see how how are they gonna surplus them?
I believe he's been talking to, I believe he was taking bids on them.
Last one was Whiting auction.
Yeah, I know the last ones went to Whiting's, but I'm not sure if he's, I thought he had been taking bids on them or something like that, or was gonna advertise it, because he thought he'd do a little better than, I know, Performance Exhaust had an interest in buying all of them, but they're interested in buying the green van too, so we're probably gonna, the green van, I know you guys okayed it to be surplus. I know we're probably just gonna advertise it and see what we get for bids on it.
I can just have John bring it next week, see how he's planning on moving with those. So, what's the council's pleasure?
Consider we approve surplus in the one.
Yeah, exactly. We're efficient. Make notes of it. Okay, so the next two are Leanne's. She's not feeling well, so she's not here tonight, obviously. In your packet are applications for the youth park board member and the youth planning commission member. So I think you take some time to look at the applications, and Leanne will be presenting them at our meeting next week, I would assume.
Can I make a correction on the name? It's not Levy, it's Lacy.
Oh, okay.
She suffers from teenage handwriting.
You're so funny. I immediately thought of Gilligan's Island.
I know.
I'm like, that's fantastic. So, Lacy, it's like Levy. Got it. So any concerns with moving that forward next week?
No, I was fine with Lovey.
I was just saying, that's how we're gonna stick. Okay, so, and then the last one is the council agenda structure. I know Leanne and I talked about this, I think it came up at the last workshop, but the agenda kind of cover letter, I know at least for workshops, we used to have timing on it just to kind of attempt to keep us on track. So, just the very first, I don't think there's any documentation, but we used to have under the actual agenda items timing. So it was more of a table. It was, this is presenting, 5 minutes. Because at least, for financial software purchase, 2 weeks ago, that would have been a 5-minute discussion, and this week it was an hour or 4. So that's one of the changes I'd like to see. Does anybody else have wish lists that they'd like to have on the agenda? And this is fine for the actual council meeting, but for workshop, it just kind of helps us stay on track.
See how far we get off.
Exactly. I used to keep track. This time we start, we stop at this time, and we're done. No more questions. Anything else that you'd like to see? We can just play with it as we go. It's not like we have to.
I did have one other concern, that the mayor was, talking about. In the list of reports, there is a committees, I don't have one in front of me yet, committees and boards, or commissions and boards.
Yeah.
And then all of the boards are listed out. And most of the time, there's no report for most of the boards. So what she's interested in doing is, you know, when she gets to that agenda item, saying, is there anyone that has a board or committee report that they'd like to give? And she felt that would be more efficient than.
I agree that's more efficient. I actually prefer her to go through Melissa. At least for me, it's annoying to go, wait a minute, we haven't had a report on that one forever, what it is, versus it's easy to forget.
Yeah.
Skip on through. Yeah.
You might also do somewhere in between, you could list them all on the agenda, but only have people actually speak to one for their report.
And that way, if you have questions for somebody that hasn't reported for a while, you can always call them and talk to them.
I've always enjoyed being redundant report this.
List the technology committee on there, so we haven't had it how long? Yeah, well,
We met once last year.
yeah, and we were told that there was no interest in the upgrades to the sound system, so we stopped working on it.
Okay, as long as we're speaking of boards and committees right now, next week, we want a public safety meeting. There's quite a few things that have come up here now since we kind of got our police force running full bore again, and everything's settled out here. There's some things that, so I'd like some input, and I believe in Fran and Catherine now, right? Because it was Leanne. Did you?
Yeah, I took Leanne's spot, because I wasn't on it prior.
Yeah, you took Leanne's spot a year ago. Oh.
When she, I think
Oh.
it's Clint and Gary and me now,
Okay.
When do you meet?
What's the meeting?
as needed.
Well, I don't know, I'm asking you guys.
I'm available I'm traveling through Sunday, but I'm available the other night.
Okay.
So I'm Thursday through Sunday this week, I'm not available.
I'm not available Thursday to Friday, Wednesday will work for me. All right,
Wednesday
see
works.
if that'll work for John.
You're talking about the day after tomorrow?
No, next
No.
one.
I guess you're not included.
Well, I wanna go,
You
anyway.
can't.
I can't?
Quorum.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't want you to kick out.
I can sit in the hall, thanks, Fran. Thanks, Bobby.
Just saying.
No.
We got a packet, of, minutes. I'm gonna assume that, at some point, we're gonna need to approve those.
Yes. What I requested was, as soon as we have Robin, and she has approximately 40 more hours, probably about 35 now. And so the faster we can get a turnaround so that she can update them, you know, if we can't do it within the 40 hours, then I'll definitely update them. That's not a problem, but.
Well, I read them tonight, and the only thing I could find was one redundant sentence in March 27th. But I do have a concern on that same evening in relationship to clarity, because that was the night that the mayor stepped aside. And it's referred to in here as that he asked for assistance that evening.
Yeah, I wrote up based on the actual, the transcript from the tape. I gave her a write-up.
Okay, so I just wanted, that was just the two things that after I read every one of them tonight before the meeting, and that was the only two things that I have an issue with.
I have a couple that I'll get you, that I've owed you for 2 weeks, but I will get you.
And I'll show you, I'll just bring it to you that night.
Did Leanne give you the sheet that I gave her regarding all the minutes that were missing?
No.
Okay, I gave Leanne a sheet on Saturday of the ones that are missing.
And you're looking at what's posted on the web.
No, out of the batch that they gave us, there are quite a few missing as minutes. And Leanne said that I wrote down the ones that were missing. And Leanne was going to.
There may be some checkbooks on the web too, because we did occasionally during the year
Leanne
actually
did
get.
check,
Okay.
and those are actually missing. Some ones are complete, and, some months have several minutes. There's about 8 of them, I think, 8 minutes a minute.
This batch was smaller than the last batch. There were a couple of minutes that were in the first batch we had gotten that aren't in this latest batch.
Right.
Well, there was some that were okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But we didn't find anything wrong with them, but they also have never been approved, so we need,
Well, yeah,
when we bring them for approval, they all need to be.
So we'll ask that Amy reach out to Leanne and see if she can.
Exactly, yeah. I gave a paper to Leanne on Sunday,
Okay.
so.
Anything else? We're adjourned?